Alright, this is the impromptu intro to episode 8 of the High Council with myself and my two very highly regarded co-hosts.
Trent and Jordan.
Yeah.
And I'm Trent and he's Jordan.
No, we're not giving out governments. My name is...
That's my slave name.
My name is like Russian Cream Backwood.
Yeah. I didn't know this is interdimensional killer. Always remember, people, the wise man poops on company time. The foolish man waits until it's break.
Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I poop on company time.
Yep.
Alright, so this episode is going to be about the intolerant left, like always.
This episode is going to be about pooping at work.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be a far better topic than anything political.
The history of pooping at work?
Some news. John McAfee died. He killed himself, or he was assassinated by the Clintons.
Rest in piss, bozo. Pack watch.
Yeah.
I'm completely kidding.
McAfee didn't kill himself. He probably did, actually, to be honest. He was kind of a troll. So it does make a lot of sense that he would go out in such a bombastic way. But yeah, rest in peace to John McAfee. He was an outlaw in modern times, a modern-day pirate. Still kind of a piece of shit, though.
Oh, yeah.
For sure, because he was rich. And, you know how that works. So, Shawn. What do you think of that new Tyler, the Creator album?
I think it's pretty good. I was talking about it with Jonathan, and he said that it sounds like kind of what Tyler wanted Odd Future to be like. Like, it's like a marinated Odd Future album, almost. Like, it's not so much different like Igor is, but it's also not just a repeat of like Goblin or Wolf.
I see.
Yeah, I mean, I've had it on repeat since it came out, so I would say, in my opinion, it's pretty good. I think it's pretty close. It's up there with like J. Cole's album for Album of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely consider Tyler to be up there with J. Cole in general, or Kendrick, or any of those, the people of the last decade who define their names in rap and experimental hip-hop. Like, they're like the new Biggie, like you've said many times before, the new Tupac, and not enough people really look at it that way, because not many people are historically minded.
I just think it's funny that, like, someone like Tyler, the Creator, that can go from being banned from being an entire country is now one of the most highly regarded rap artists, like, ever. I mean, I don't even know if you guys even knew that, but he got banned from Australia.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Because he had a music video that depicted their prime minister or whoever runs their country, and he got completely banned from that.
Oh.
Wow,
what sounds like the Aldies.
Yeah.
Can't take freedom of speech.
It's just like mind blowing because like now it's like you can't go anywhere or not. You can't go or look anywhere without hearing or seeing something about Tyler, the Creator, or his album.
I have to say, when I think about Tyler, the Creator, and Odd Future, I just think that those people were immensely impactful on the history of art after they became mainstream.
When are they going to reboot Loiter Squad?
Yeah, that deserves another season. Free Loiter Squad. Free Earl.
And Free Take.
Free Earl.
Yeah.
Free McAfee. He's secretly in the Clinton dungeon. He's not actually dead. They're just torturing him to find out more about the 5G.
The Lincoln Coliseum.
Yeah, exactly. Like American Dad.
So he did not free them all.
That's actually kind of what happened.
I mean, yeah.
Or what did...
you signed a law. What the fuck is that going to do?
Do you remember from Big Mouth, Duke Ellington? He said... I fell into her heart or smoother than the transition from slavery into the prison industrial complex.
Yeah. Like, fuck. Modern day slavery.
Yeah, modern day slavery is being a white man on Twitter. I think all of my fellow right-wingers can agree with that. Okay. Once
I mean,
again,
No one
that's a joke.
faces more oppression than Redditors.
Yeah, than cishet white men in 2021.
Guys, I feel like a Jew in 1930s Germany.
Yeah, I just see Vosh's man bun, and I get such a shivering sense of fear down my spine.
He's like a leftist Hitler.
Life is just like, I don't even know. We're being purely satirical.
No, I think Vosh is the next Hitler. I mean, I'm not being satirical.
Yeah, I'm being serious.
I'm more so meant about white cis men being any, like, the fucking butt end of any oppression, honestly.
Yeah,
Obviously, that's
it's
a
the
joke.
critical race theory.
Yeah, the critical race theory. Once they start teaching that to our kids, John McAfee is going to be the least of our problems. I mean, they start teaching critical race theory to our kids.
I want to say, God bless Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, that's the end of America right
Yeah,
there.
and goddamn the hideous satanic nation of Iran.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Democratic Party, but
Well, them too.
same thing, right?
Yeah.
Iran Democratic Party.
Iran Democratic Party, Communist China. They're all
Nazis.
it's the globalists, yeah, Nazis,
Yeah.
modern day Nazis.
Mass murder. There's the genocide pills. The fucking suicide pills. I'll eat my neighbor. I'll eat him. I'll haul his ass up by a chain, and I'll eat my neighbor. I promise you that. My family ain't going hungry.
Damn right.
God damn.
Yeah. Anyway, so now that we've been banned from YouTube,
Oh, for the eighth out of eighth time?
yeah.
The algorithm gods don't favor us, I'm sure.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to market something like this.
It just is what it is. And in many ways, like, I believe I heard Rick Rubin say it, he's just, I'm going to be paraphrasing a bit, but art, in many ways, is about the process. Like, we're just doing this because it helps us to express ourselves and create a form of art. And I think podcasts are no different than writing a book, making a drawing,
Yeah.
you know.
So, on the subject of Iran, I've been doing research because I'm going to do a video on it on my own channel. But recently there's been kind of like a tit-for-tat escalation in Iraq between the U.S. and Iran.
She gave me Iraq and Iran.
Yeah, where you have Iranian-backed militias harassing U.S. forces, and then just today the U.S. did air raids on them. I think they bombed, I don't even know how many different facilities they bombed, I think 3 of them.
If you make me wait for the pussy and it's whack, I'm fucking stealing something from your house.
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially the American forces in Syria,
Yeah.
Shawn. They just are waiting for the pussy, and it ends up being whack, because they shouldn't be there in the first place.
Yeah, and then after those air raids, those same Iranian militias and the Syrian army actually started targeting U.S. forces, which led to the U.S. forces targeting the Syrian army.
Yeah.
So now, like, oh man.
I'm sure it'll be a very dramatic TV show to watch, and then when it ends in 2 weeks and everything's back to normal, we'll cheer at our leaders for creating such a prominent peace and stability in the Middle East.
Yeah, I was say everything won't be back to normal. It's just you won't be seeing it constantly.
I love fabricated drama created by intelligence agencies just so that we can create a fiction where world leaders come in and save the day. We, the good guys, to be honest, friends, the peace, the ceasefire that was brokered between Hamas and Israel is beyond diplomacy. That is peace in our time. You watch Iron Man and see Tony Stark create world peace. No. This is the Biden administration. The adults are back in office.
Yep. And they've got their finger on the big red button to
Can't wait
drone
for-
strike your kids.
Can't wait for fucking, like, Warbucks Biden. Like,
Daddy
I can't even process that into words. But,
Daddy
like,
Warbucks Biden.
people that think that the Biden administration is going to change anything, like, what can be said to someone that genuinely thinks that, other than that you're just fucking retarded?
What do you think about that?
If you genuinely believe Biden has anyone's best interest other than just preserving how the government already operates, then you're just fucking twisted.
I mean,
It'll
that's the way
warp
it's
perception
always
of
been.
reality.
Yeah. So you say that's the way it's always been, Trent?
Pretty much. I mean, with maybe some notable exceptions, but for the most part, whatever opposition party there is in DC is pretty much just like, we're the Republicans with some populist rhetoric, maybe not so hard on social issues, maybe a little bit less fiscally conservative. And I mean, even the Republicans today, there's no fiscal conservatives in DC.
Yeah.
It's a dead ideology.
They believe in printing money just to feed the war machine.
Yeah.
That's it.
And to give money to corporations.
It's like at a certain point, can we just stop putting all of our stock into just hating one person? Like that's going to actually change something.
Yeah.
Like the bottom line is, yeah, I mean it's cool to see people politically active and shit, but the bottom line is instead of hating a certain party or a certain ideology, we should probably just hate how those ideologies don't really mean anything.
We should also probably do something other than hate. We should have our own plan for what to do. And that's really the problem. I see a whole lot of people who define themselves by what they're against, not a whole lot they're for. In fact, not a whole lot they know about anything.
Can't grasp the concept that Republicans, corporate Republicans and corporate Democrats, want the same thing.
Left and right hand of the same beam.
They just want the
same
status
entity.
quo. They want to maintain the way that things have been with no radical changes because that just takes away power from somebody.
Yeah, I just always go back to it's something we saw, I think, in the last week or two where Biden forgave, I think it was $3 billion in student debt. Meanwhile, we still have over, $1 trillion in student debt.
Yeah, the largest debt crisis of our time.
It's just a total pump fake to make it
silly.
seem like there's some sort of progress on the issue. Meanwhile,
he could sign a dozen
everyone still has their
orders
debt
and fix the country today if he wanted to.
And
I mean, not fix it entirely,
Yeah.
but it would be a giant Band-Aid
Yeah.
over a wound that's been fucking festering since the fucking 50s.
yeah, that's the thing
Probably
about
before that.
That's the thing about power, is that power is an illusion. It's shadow puppets on the wall to make your hand look bigger. I mean, power, realistically, all you have with the president is just someone who sits at a desk in a location at a certain time, with people around him who agree to protect him and enforce his will. I mean, it's,
What's stopping him from just waking up one day and saying, "Oh yeah, well, we're gonna stop. Drugs are no longer federally illegal."
This system only.
Oh yeah, and we're also gonna pardon everyone that's in jail or prison for drug charges now.
And he can make any executive order he wanted. Essentially, I mean, the president can essentially do that because once again, the Constitution is a piece of paper. We've already broken it as much as we wanted to for the sake of presidents.
And I just don't know.
Put the right person in there, you could solve everything. Put the right person in there, you could destroy everything. I mean, these powerful people just think they've created a machine, but they've actually created...
Isn't that inherently the problem? Instead of us just waiting for this knight in shining armor to come and get elected and actually do something, shouldn't we just change the system that gives people that amount of power?
Yeah.
Inherently, I think that's where the problem is. It's just people are just very power hungry, very greedy. That's why you have politicians that spend 60 years in office.
Do you think we should wait for someone to save us, Trent?
we can't.
Politically? Yeah, we can't.
They're obviously not going to... If someone even had, a commodity of a following that genuinely wanted positive change, they would just kill them.
It's already 120 in the West, guys.
Frame them for a crime or, just do something. It would never happen.
The president, we don't know. We cannot wait for anyone to save us. Climate change is already here. You go outside, it's warm. I love seeing the hapless white people just go out it's kind of warm today. No, it's not warm today, friend. Okay, buddy, it's not just warm today. Every year it gets warmer. You know this. You know that. Look me in the eyes. You know. I'm talking to the hypothetical white person here. It's not always a white person, I'm just kidding, but, the average person in general who just is so cognitively dissonant about climate change, they just have put it out of their mind because they feel there's nothing they can do. And as a result, they just walk about their day, and it's guys, Bo Burnham was correct when he said 20,000 years of this, 7 more to go. He is not wrong. We are at the end of human civilization unless we do something now.
Well,
I think
I have a proposition.
A perfect allegory for that, I think, is these people who they just water their lawn every day. They have these sprinklers that spray huge amounts of water to keep their lawn green. overnight and during the day. And it's like, do you not realize that you're just wasting a precious resource on fucking grass?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To upkeep a 17th century style of lawn, so it doesn't even need to be the case.
So that we can run out of water just a little bit faster, so that your lawn can be just a little bit greener, while we inevitably barrel towards fucking disaster.
Yeah. And what was your proposition, Shawn?
I'm completely kidding, but I was gonna say we should just like do like a drawing, and like 75% of the population just has to kill themselves. And then, our pollution problems would be solved, because we'd only be creating 25% of the pollution, right?
Yeah. It's like the...
And pollution's the only thing affecting climate change, right?
Yeah, exactly. The only thing that's affecting climate change is what individuals do, not the 100 corporations that create 70% of the emissions. It's the people who use plastic straws. And don't get me wrong, it all needs to change, but let's be clear about the proportion of the change.
Recycling doesn't make a fucking difference.
Yeah, you going vegan doesn't do anything.
It does not matter.
It doesn't do anything unless we all amass and change the way we are.
I'm sorry, and I know it probably hurts somebody out there to hear, but that's the sad reality of it. Recycling doesn't do fucking anything.
Yeah.
You're just throwing money away.
Since we were talking about war earlier and we're talking about climate change now, I should bring up something I saw. I think it was on Twitter, where they said that we could cut global emissions by 75% or something like that. I don't remember this word for word, but they said we could do that if we fully embargoed China. And I'm like, okay, so now you're taking climate changing and using it as an issue to advance anti-China sentiment. It's like, what about the corporations
what would
here?
Even the supply chain would fall apart.
That's what I'm saying.
That wouldn't even make sense.
Yeah, let's just you know what? We're drowning here.
Exactly. It's not even something they actually meant.
Whoever said that heavily underestimated the amount of shit that we get from China.
It's like, it's like you guys want to go out there and swim. Let's just go ahead and tie rocks on our feet first, and then go and swim, and then see how well we do. That'll show them. That'll show the water, guys. We'll defeat. We'll just shoot ourselves in the head, so we don't have to see our enemy. That's the way to win now.
Well, if something doesn't happen to me in my lifetime, in my human experience, it's not real.
Yeah.
No,
sorry.
I was going to say, what I think is really great is that these experts on ecology and natural resources out west, in response to this huge unprecedented drought, are just telling Americans to use less water, as if that's going to fucking happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue to use as much fucking water as I continue to pay for.
Use less water. Use less water. Now,
I wasn't even trying to be silly there. I'm just saying, I'm not going to change the way I consume water when Trent literally said people are wasting it on their fucking grass.
Well, no, I'm just saying, not you. I'm just saying, people in this country, though. You're telling me I have to change my lifestyle slightly.
I need 16 cups of water a day.
To save the world.
That's just simply not going to change.
The world or my comfort.
Yeah, I wonder which one America's going to choose.
Yeah. America. Oh, man. Yeah, everyone just wants to be the hero in some way, and I don't really know what else to say about that. We've created an entire religion of narcissism in this country, where people in this country just think that
every year we drop a giant ice cube in the water.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna get to that fucking point.
That would be the solution.
Yeah, I think when
they already are doing it. You see, they have those machines that they float around the Arctic Ocean and refreeze the fucking ice and then drop it off.
Oh man.
Granted that it does not. You'd have to have a trillion of those fucking things to actually make a difference, but
I'm sure
it's cool that science is getting to a point where people, maybe not, world governments or anything, but just, it's nice to see at least someone out there thinking maybe we can do something small scale that can turn into something big scale that might impact something very slightly. I just don't know if refreezing the ocean in the Arctic is going to be the best idea, because the fuel that you need to power those machines is just going to create more emissions.
Yeah. What do you think about solutions to climate change, Trent? Do you think it's even possible?
Clean, renewable energy, and no one cares about developing that.
That would be the answer, but we don't have the will from elected representatives to actually implement those initiatives at a large enough scale to make a difference. And so I'm a bit of a climate doomer myself, just because I don't think that America, who is divided over an issue like COVID, which we could see ravaging the country, killing tens of thousands of people.
I can't see it with my own eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
That fucking virus is fake.
Exactly. So I just think there's going to be this perpetual cycle of people saying that they don't want to act on climate change. Because, this is another thing relating to Ron DeSantis. He said that he would oppose any action on climate change that raised taxes.
Yeah.
He cares more about low taxes than the planet's fucking health.
It's like, they also make money off of petroleum.
I'm just saying that there's political interests at the highest levels of government that have a vested interest in not changing anything.
Well, it's because when it's all said and done and you can't go outside without a radiation or hazmat suit, then they will still they have the money and the resources to survive a climate like that versus your average person just simply doesn't.
Yeah, the rich can go to their bunkers
will
in
be
New
fine
Zealand
for a while, but the bottom line is unless you have like a fucking bunker or something,
and they won't even be fine eventually.
I was going to say it's going to get to a point. I mean, they're just prolonging the inevitable, and they're just selfishly doing it.
Yeah, they just want to have more short-term fun. So that's basically the whole world's trajectory is going in the way that
it's like when fucking Texas was snowed in, and Ted Cruz was on a fucking he was flying a commercial plane to some fucking island to go on vacation.
I think he was going to Cancun.
Like, fuck you, dude. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's anything he could have done, like, by himself, but, like, if people elected you to represent you, you can't at least just weather the storm with them in your home state?
No, he could have chosen to just simply, like, not make them pay their bills. Like, he could have just decided, like, you know what?
Like, hey, this is a catastrophe. Like, let me give you this fucking relief from the state.
Oh, dude.
Instead, people's heat got shut off.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't pay. It's like, okay,
how can I pay my bill when I don't fucking work?
I don't know if people, like, really understood the full extent of disaster that came from that winter storm.
No, it was bad.
It was horrible.
They were fucked up for weeks.
And not just in Texas. I mean, all over the country.
Before we get too deep into that topic, I wanted to piggyback on you brought up COVID. You guys have been talking about the Delta variant.
I've been hearing about it, yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. I have, like, looked and looked and looked and looked, and I can't find anything about it. So what is the Delta variant for those like myself that just have no concept of what it is? I know it's a different strain of COVID, but outside of that, I just keep seeing, like, CNN, like, the Delta variant may be more contagious, but it's not as deadly. Like, I just need to know what the fuck are we about to shut down again? Like, what's going on?
So,
I know there's no cases in the U.S., right? It's like in Europe and shit.
There are cases in the U.S.
Yeah, there are cases in the U.S.
In fact, it'll become the main form of the virus.
It will be the dominant strain before long. From what I've seen, it actually can still infect people that are fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
At this point, so it is resistant to our vaccination efforts, and there's actually probably already been outbreaks in 5 states. Is something I've seen recently. Albeit they're supposedly very dense.
I guess let me just jump to the conclusion I was trying to reach. Is it something like, obviously, like, with a virus like this, anybody's at risk, but, like, is it going to be to the level that it was back in fucking March last year?
I think that'll just depend on how bad we let it get. I think if half the country goes back to, we're not going to wear masks, we're going to walk around in public and lick doorknobs, then it could get bad again.
We're just gonna kill ourselves.
I think that a lot of people at least learned the importance of preparedness and actually practicing public health.
As far as if it's going to be as bad as it was when the pandemic first started, I mean, it just depends what you define as bad, because, like, in terms of, it will kill a lot more people. But in terms of shutting down the economy, I mean, we've just decided to pretend like the pandemic is ending.
Yeah.
And so as a result, things will probably go back to normal just because we're pretending they're normal. Like, it's that simple. Like, things are not normal, but we're going to keep pretending they are. So
can we just normalize the idea of just, like, staying home when you're sick, like, anyways, like, not from COVID?
Thing is,
like
people
I
can't
get
do
that people can't because of their jobs and shit, but like,
which is the problem.
the bottom line is it doesn't matter. Yeah, like, you want to get rid of the pandemic, just give people fucking paid sick time.
Give people universal basic income like Canada did,
Like,
and they did better.
obviously, a single parent that makes minimum wage, even if they have COVID and they're fucking sweating a gallon per hour, they have to go to work.
Just pay
And
them
they're
to stay
going
home.
to infect other people.
Furlough their jobs so they have them after the pandemic. Furloughing the job means like, yeah, you're not going to work this job for a year, but your workplace is going to give you it back.
Yeah,
When the pandemic's over.
They either
If they don't, or
get in
they're going to
trouble,
jail.
or yeah, as I say, they're going to go to jail or have to pay some absorbent amount of money
Yeah.
to you.
So pay people to stay home as much as they possibly can, and that's the solution. I mean, that's the solution that other countries did, and it worked. So it's ridiculous to think that it's out of the realm of reality. And in
No,
America,
we're the richest country on earth. There's no way we can't make that happen.
we're the most able to make it happen, but the least
Willing.
literally.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep in mind that there is this strain of thought, especially in Washington, D.C., among right-wingers that says if you give people money to stay home, then they won't want to work. They'll become leeches on the system. I mean, they don't say it in so many words, but that's what they think. And that's dumb for a variety of reasons, but especially when there's a fucking pandemic ravaging the country. They're just choosing human life. You know, they're choosing profits over human life.
And, okay, another point that I wanted to get to was, if another shutdown happens, I don't even necessarily think that that's, like, inherently bad. I just don't want them to make the arbitrary decisions to close businesses that don't need to be closed. Like, what difference does it make if a bar is open until 10 or if they're open until 2? That doesn't make any sense, and all you're doing is preventing those small businesses from making money. Like,
Yeah.
and you can make the argument that people get careless and don't wear their masks and shit when they're drunk, but like, who cares? If you're at a bar in a pandemic, you obviously don't fucking care about getting sick.
That's my. I knew someone who went to a bar, and
we've
they
been
gave me
out,
COVID.
but like the bottom line is we waited till the right time to go out. And
Yeah.
like the thing is
we're fine.
my philosophy with this Delta variant is if it's more contagious, if it's more deadly, whatever. If the state mandates that I can't go somewhere without wearing a mask, again, I'll be fucking salty, but I'll do it because I have to go to the grocery store, I have to get gas, I have to do my every day-to-day life.
I guess with the Delta variant, I would say more lockdowns may be inevitable, but I don't know if we're going to get to the same point that we did with the main outbreak.
I'm a
last
healthy
year.
young adult. I'm fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
I cannot see myself wearing a mask again unless it is mandated.
Yeah.
And it's literally to the point where you can't go somewhere without it. And that's not because I'm like an anti-masker or like it's not anything like personal or anything at all. It's
You just don't want to do what's unnecessary.
I'm good. Yeah, like I don't care if I go out and I fucking get the flu. Like I'm not gonna be petrified of getting the flu for the rest of my life.
And I'm gonna add on to that. I was the safest of anyone I know about COVID.
And still got it.
Well, I got it because someone was just being stupid.
I know, but I'm saying like that just
I would not
goes
have got
to
it if I was-
show that
yeah.
you can take the most like the safest possible precautions, and all it takes is either a small mistake on your part or a small mistake on someone else's part, and you're fucking compromised.
Which is why it's so important to be safe during a pandemic, because otherwise one mistake could kill tons of people.
And even then, like,
The thing with
you're an adult, but like, what do you? A single parent has
Yeah.
COVID, and they don't have anyone to take care of their kids.
yeah.
What the fuck can you do? You can't isolate yourself from your infant kid.
Yeah, they just don't care who lives or dies. I mean, there's a cult of worshiping suffering in this country.
I just don't
People
get
think
it.
people think that like the meaning of your life is to suffer. The meaning of your you need to go through the gauntlet before you prove yourself as like a worthy fucking human being. It's like, no, you're just crazy and you don't know how to handle your own trauma. And so you create this worldview that like everyone has to go through trauma to get better because you had trauma, and you're not even better. You just think you are because you're a narcissist, and that's every American. Every American just continuously suffers like every human being does, in their own way, but they just think they're special. Like I don't know what else to say. Americans just think like we have just been grown up with this incredible narcissism that's just it's just unmatched and unparalleled anywhere in the world. And as far as my opinion on like the safety of the Delta variant, as far as I know, like what Trent said, I think the Delta variant, it does actually gnaw at the vaccines a little bit. So we're at the point now, guys, anyone listening, we are at the point now where the vaccines will not be enough starting now until they're updated. And that is the truth. And this Delta variant is harmful to young people who are healthy. It is. If you're unvaccinated. If you're vaccinated, the vaccines are still about 70 to 75% effective, as far as I know. Don't quote me on that.
Like I said, if you're
You'll
scared
probably be fine if
you're
you're
sick,
vaccinated.
just don't run the risk. Like, I know people that are fully vaccinated that still wear their masks. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I personally, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm ignorant in the fact that the only person close to me that has dealt with it is Jenna, but, like, to me, it's just like, I'm not going to be overly cautious and just taking other precautions.
It's not
when
necessarily overly
everyone
cautious.
else isn't doing it in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, you know how fucking stupid I feel when I'm wearing a mask in Myers and everyone, I mean, even the fucking cashiers don't have theirs on. Like,
yeah, but
it's just silly.
You're just doing. It doesn't matter. They're the ones who are lame in that situation.
But I'm
You're the
saying
one who's doing the right thing.
Like the highest possible probability of us not infecting other people is for everyone to wear a mask.
Exactly.
Like I said, excuse me. If it gets mandated, it gets mandated. I'm not gonna be that edgy motherfucker that tries to push the rules because I just don't care. But it's silly to me to think that like it can be even argued, like, or people can talk down to people that don't want to go back to that, only because of the fact that it's easy to just gang up on someone, like, oh yeah, like, we just don't agree with that. Like, I don't know how to put it into words I don't think articulate the thought the best, but basically what I'm trying to say is that if I end up having to go back to wearing a mask every day, that's fine. I just think it's a silly fucking argument when you know that there are people out there that aren't going to do it, and it doesn't matter. Like,
it does matter.
to them, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but to you, you can prevent yourself from getting it if you wear a mask. That's the thing.
Yeah, and
that's
you can do that. But I'm saying the highest probability, like, there's, I don't even know. Like I said, it's hard to put into words, but it's just something that I kind of think about sometimes. Like,
it's understandable.
It's just a silly argument that people make to make themselves just feel like they're on like a moral high horse or something. I don't get it.
Yeah, so apparently 40% of Australia's population is under lockdown because of the Delta variant. So if that's any indication, we may very well be headed back towards lockdowns.
Oh, yeah. And Delta, like I said, we're going to have to update our vaccines. See, I was trying to get at before when I was saying I was the safest of anyone. That is true. I still got it, whatever. But what I was really trying to get at when I said that is I was the safest of anyone, and I still took my mask off in public when it was deemed safe. So that's how you know there was a period of time where it was reasonably safe if you were vaccinated and not have a mask. And I still think it's reasonably safe to some extent. I will say this about Delta, it is starting to get past the vaccines, though, and so that should not be taken lightly. If you want to wear a mask, I understand that. I will be wearing a mask in public some of the time from now on. It'll probably increase as time goes on. I'm not going to be wearing a mask here because we're all vaccinated, but in public, I might start wearing a mask again relatively soon. And if you're unvaccinated, I'd seriously reconsider.
Yeah.
I don't think you should be forced to do anything, but don't die at 25 because you think you're safe from Delta. This is not the same COVID of last year. This is more dangerous. You will get hurt or die if you get this.
Why do people not trust vaccines?
So, from what I've heard is, well, they think the vaccines were rushed, basically.
Okay,
You know.
okay, that's fine. I get that. But how long have they been studying SARS?
15 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
at least since the 90s.
How long did it take them to make a vaccine for, like, polio or chicken pox or something?
Probably took them around the exact same amount of time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it may seem like it's rushed, but the bottom line is people have only cared about COVID for, like, 2 years now.
Yeah.
Like,
It wasn't rushed.
I mean, whether
This
or
is
not
stupid.
it's rushed, we've seen the clinical studies. We know it's effective.
Yeah.
I got the fucking vaccine as soon as it was made available to me. That's the thing is, like, it's such a stupid fucking liberal ass fucking argument, and I hate saying this. It sounds so cringe, but like at a certain point, you just have to trust the science.
Oh yeah.
Like it's
Save
the
their own
proof
life,
is
for sure.
fucking there. I don't think that all the scientists and everyone that did the studies for those vaccines are just gonna lie. It's not in their best interest to lie. Like, why would they make a vaccine that doesn't work?
Exactly.
To kill us all.
And why would they lose money to make
so they
it?
can plant 5G microchips in your skin.
Yeah,
Even though
so
the
Bill
biggest
Gates,
microchip, or the smallest microchip that can currently be made is like 2 millimeters.
Well, they
It will not fit
planted.
the fucking needle.
They want to plant cameras in your bathroom so Bill Gates can watch you take a shit.
I mean, my question for the anti-vaxxers is, why would an establishment who only cares about money to the degree of completely regimenting human life into a machine level, why would they willingly pay to create vaccines that they give away for free? Why would they lose so much money? They want to get the pandemic over. The vaccines do
so
work.
people can go back to work.
Exactly. They want people to go, and you know their reasoning is terrible because the world was terrible before COVID.
The world was terrible. A lot of things.
And it was leading to this. So anyone who thinks that suddenly in 2020 things got bad, they're fooling themselves.
Yeah.
Things were leading to that point pretty easily, and people warned for years the end is coming. You should have listened to that crazy guy, because he's right. Completely right. And people just go on just thinking, oh, you know, the good times last forever.
I get being skeptical of the COVID vaccine just from the outside perspective.
Yeah.
Thinking that it's as new and as rusted as it is. Like, I kind of thought that at first as well.
This
But
comes from a lack of understanding.
that's at least understandable. But I don't understand the people that are like, that have kids and don't get them vaccinated for anything. Like,
Yeah.
that shit doesn't make sense to me, because like what we were just saying about like, not even what we were just saying, like a whole different point. 2 completely vaccinated people, one of them could be like, you can still get COVID when you're vaccinated. You can still get the chickenpox when you have the chickenpox vaccine. All it does is just lower the odds of you dying from that, or making it like have like permanent side effects.
Yeah. You know, there's some really good commentary on the vaccine, I'll say. What's our time, do you know?
We're at 37 minutes. We can cut this one short if you guys want to.
Oh, no, it's okay. I just wanted to segue maybe to another topic, because I think we said some pretty nice stuff there.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up a more lighthearted topic. So, like, what are some ways... What are some ways you would decide the presidency, other than the way it currently is? Like, just, it could be funny, it could be stupid, like...
I think we should have a pie eating contest.
Chris Christie be president
I was
forever.
going to say, we got to be careful with that one.
A jelly donut
I don't know.
eating
I
contest.
think Donald Trump might be a dark horse in that race.
Yeah.
I can picture him just fucking wolfing down.
Yeah.
fucking
I think he could throw down
dun,
with some
dun, dun,
blueberry
dun,
pie, you know? He gets himself a bib and he just fucking shoves it in his mouth one at a time.
Jesus
He
Christ.
just eats like 8 pies a minute.
What about you? What's some ways you think the president could be decided?
I think that electoral reform in general needs to happen for all public offices.
Yeah.
And I think one of the best ways that we could at least start to fix the problem is ranked choice voting.
Ranked choice voting. Yeah, I agree with that. And do you have a silly way you could decide the presidency?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to top a pie eating contest because it's pretty poignant. But
Speed running in Halo 2.
Yeah. Speedrunning Minecraft. Whoever can kill the Ender Dragon fastest becomes president.
Whoever gets the first diamond.
Oh my god.
I mean, we already kind of have a joke process, so I mean, it's kind of hard to build.
Exactly.
On that. Yeah. Like, oh, whoever gets the most electoral votes. What the fuck's an electoral vote?
Or they should just bring back dueling, bro.
Oh
Why can't
that'd be
I-
sweet.
It like no, and even with like just guns or fucking knives or
RPGs.
swords or anything, like if you
It should be swords.
you should be allowed to legally, like, this should be legal to sign a contract that binds you and another person into a duel that says, hey, we are both comfortable with dying
And we consent to dying.
to kill this person.
Yeah.
Like,
That might be interesting.
I'm sorry, but like, why can't we just make that a thing again?
It'd be pretty based.
You know, another thing we could do to decide the president is instead of having primary races in a general election, we could just have like a battle royale. You know,
In Fortnite,
Just
who
have
gets number
WrestleMania.
1 in Fortnite?
Where are we dropping?
Yeah, literally, Trump would definitely go to fucking like Salty Shore,
Tilted Towers.
Tilted Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Trump. Tilted Towers.
Yeah, maybe we
That's
should.
more like Bush.
Maybe U.S. elections
Oh, good.
should just be a game of Fortnite, and anyone can join, and whoever wins gets to be president.
It should just be a Game of Thrones.
Honestly, I don't even know. There's a million different jokes you can make about that.
Yeah,
about
dueling, though?
how to win the presidency.
Dueling, though, that would be interesting. I don't have an opinion on it, honestly. Maybe it would. Maybe it would be a good idea.
It's not practical, bro.
It's not practical.
No, it's. I'm kidding when I say I think dueling should be legal, but I think it's. I don't think anyone should lose their lives over a civil disagreement. That's just like the thing is, if you really need to like physically start an altercation with somebody, just fight them.
Yeah, you could just fight and then both agree not to
get your
snitch.
ass beat, whatever the outcome is. Both of you still have your lives.
And there definitely are. You know what's interesting about like people just fighting?
So I guess not to cut you off, but
Yeah.
no, don't bring back dueling, but let's bring back like brawling. Like, why can't you just get in a fight with somebody and both of you just walk away?
It's like Valhalla, the
Like
Vikings.
I just don't understand why
Yeah.
people have to lose their lives over stupid altercations.
Yeah, that's the thing. There kind of already is a code of that because, like, people honestly do respect that. Like, oh, if we're gonna fight each other physically with fists, we're not gonna do anything to seriously hurt each other. We're just gonna fight. That's
Yeah,
how
I
we're
mean,
done.
once you're down, you're down.
Yeah, no one's gonna kill each other. Like, we're
It
just
is
fighting.
honestly, it's kind of unspoken, but it's like you don't kick someone when
Yeah,
they're
you don't
down.
kill them. You don't kick them in the temple as hard as you can. Like, if you're gonna fight someone, you just fight with punches.
Some people though, they can't make that distinction.
Well, then they're
And that just
stupid.
goes back to, I mean, not even goes back to,
They're
but
criminal.
that transitions to like another topic, just of like mental illness and shit.
Yeah, but they, you know, the thing is like people already have an unspoken agreement. Like, you know, if we get into a fight over something stupid, we're just not going to call the police on each other or ruin each other's lives because it's just whatever. Like, we just
The
fought.
police
Human
aren't-
beings fought.
The police aren't even trained to deal with
The police will
situations
come
like
and
that.
just shoot you both. Well, actually, no, they won't, depending on some of that.
My rule of thumb is
Yeah.
I am not calling 911 unless I am
Seriously.
visibly in sight of seeing someone being killed, raped, or like
out
their
there.
house is on fire.
Yeah,
Or like you're witnessing an escalation of a situation. Like
and it's
there's a very finite amount of things that I'm comfortable calling the police on someone for.
yeah.
Because, like I said, 9 times out of 10, whatever situation you're dealing with, the police
Yeah.
are not trained to de-escalate that situation.
And of course, seeing a young unarmed black man walk in your neighborhood, that is
Well,
the
you just
number
show-
one reason you call the police.
You show up in a full bodysuit with guns and a car full of fucking computers and shit, and you just start intimidating people. Like,
No, I'm not gonna yell.
oh yeah, like
Now listen,
one wrong move, and this guy can literally ruin the next
but
couple months to couple years of my life.
listen, you're not under arrest. I'm just going to put you in these handcuffs.
Yeah, you're
and
not
have you
under
sit
arrest.
in
I'm
the back
just
of the
detaining
car.
you so I can gather information
Yeah.
to arrest you.
Yeah, so I can search your car and then plant evidence and then
Sure.
take you in on a drug charge.
Best advice I ever got was if you're ever actually guilty of something, just don't talk. Just
Yeah.
lawyer up
Don't talk.
immediately. It
It's
doesn't
all
matter
good.
what you've done. It doesn't matter. You could do something very fucking heinous, and the bottom
Call
line
Saul.
is there's only so much of a case they can build against you if you don't admit to something. A
Yeah.
lot of times you can get out of some shit just by not speaking. Like it's crazy.
Do you agree with that, Trent? Would you agree with that's like the best way to handle, like, just whether or not you're guilty or not? Just if you're accused of a crime, you're arrested. Like,
If you,
I think
okay.
it depends on what you stand accused of.
I was gonna say, let me elaborate on that a little bit. If it's a crime that you committed alone, once you start involving other people, you have to start worrying about, okay,
Yeah.
I
do
agree
I
with
need to
him.
talk before they talk? Like, and that just goes. It depends on who you committed the crime. If it's your friend, chances are it happens all the time. Neither of them are gonna say anything, and it ends up fucking both of them over. But in like, I was actually talking about this at work the other day with that 6ix9ine situation. They kidnapped him, beat him up, beat his baby mama up, threatened to beat his kid and kill him and all kinds of shit. And you expected him not to snitch on you? That They
Yeah.
weren't friends, they weren't homies, they were just some random dudes. I'm
agree.
sorry, but put myself in his shoes, which
Yeah.
sounds fucking ridiculous enough. But put yourself in his shoes. What would you do? I'm not staying silent to protect you, motherfuckers.
you heard someone's like innocent.
If we were
person.
homies, then yeah, that's different. You
Yeah.
do that, like, whatever. Some people aren't cut like that. I just don't understand
yeah,
how that's even, like, a silly fucking... God damn it!
I have to say I agree.
Some of my words. It's a silly argument to make because 99% of people would make that decision and say, yeah, these people mean nothing to me. I want them to go to jail instead of me. Therefore, I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, I certainly agree. Like, the best way to do it, just do whatever benefits, do whatever does the least harm.
9 times
to
out of 10,
people.
the best advice is to just stay silent. Talk to your lawyer. Get a lawyer. Not a public defendant. Get a fucking lawyer. And, yeah, I mean, that's really the best advice that you could give anybody that is even in suspicion of committing a crime. Because sometimes, I watch those JCS videos on YouTube all the time. Sometimes they pull people in that are completely fucking innocent.
Of course.
And because of how nervous they are, they show signs of being guilty.
Yeah, exactly.
The bottom line is you can be implicated in a crime that you didn't even commit just based off body language. That alone is reason enough to not talk to a police officer.
That's why the criminal justice system is inherently flawed, and it was created before psychology was invented. So it's pretty much a lost cause at this point.
It's just silly. Like, all it takes is a little bit of empathy, put yourself in someone else's shoes, and say, okay, maybe interviewing this person that is closely tied, closely related to a murder investigation, maybe they aren't in the best headspace to give me honest answers and also not be anxious and just how victims of crimes like that react normally. Like, I just think it's just stupid.
Yeah, you should definitely keep watching those because those are definitely very informative. Trent. Our co-host here, Trent. He's new. He's never been on before, but he actually has a solo podcast now.
I've actually never met Trent. Oh yeah, go subscribe to fucking Trent Truesdell, Truesdell, Truesdell on motherfucking YouTube right now. If you're subscribed to us, there's no reason you're not subscribed to him because he's going to talk about very similar topics.
I do tend to do like more single issue videos, but that's mostly just because like I sit down with the intention of talking about one thing.
And I'm not doing anything on my own, but you want to plug your fucking art?
No, not right now. I was just going to say though, for your channel, is there anything you want to say about your channel? Like the direction you want to take it?
Yeah, I think I'm kind of wanting to broaden horizons in that regard, because when I first started it, I kind of wanted to just get in front of a camera and ramble and say my shit, but as I am learning more about, the news cycle and video editing, I guess I could take it in a more serious direction.
Yeah, it reminded me of a unique I could definitely see your influences in the video. I thought like, for example, the Ron DeSantis video was extremely creative.
Thank you.
I thought it reminded me of like old Amazing Atheist videos.
You have a new video?
The Ron DeSantis video that I don't know if I sent that in I think I sent it.
I watched your first one, but if it's been more than one, then I have not seen it.
You should watch the Ron DeSantis video because that actually is really, really good.
Yeah.
They're all good. I'm just saying that one actually is pretty it was pretty creative filmmaking, like editing and all that.
Does anyone have anything else they want to say before we wrap up?
No. Just thank you for listening.
Free Palestine.
Also, subscribe, and
Leave
share
a comment,
this video.
man.
And
Tell us if anyone that I know or anyone that any of us know personally watches this and they make it to this point. Say something.
Yeah,
just leave a period. I don't fucking care. Just
any criticism.
Just give it, something to boost the algorithm. Maybe just show it to somebody.
Yeah. Anything you want us to talk about.
Literally.
Like the direction. We're not going to listen to you, of course, but we'll note it down on our phone.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
If you like this podcast, like it. If you hate it, then dislike it. Just give us some engagement.
Exactly.
Follow us on Twitter. I'm going to start posting. This video is going to be the first one I do it. From now on, all of our social handles are going to be in the description and possibly in the end card of the video.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter. Follow all of us individually. Whatever you want to fucking do.
Peace out.
Peace the fuck out.